I'm just gonna record it in case. It says it's live. It sucks.
Is there a chat going right now?
Yeah, the chat. The thing is, though, I'm in the link of the live stream. It's just blank. It says premiering. I don't.
Oh, yeah. I think I know what you mean.
But yeah, as we were saying, dude, YouTube views will tear you apart. For sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember I got too caught up into it at one point, and I remember it was actually affecting my mood outside of just like my day-to-day. Yeah. I was waking up upset. I would go right to my app, check the Creator Studio, look for views. And then at that point, there was like a moment of self-realization. I was like, holy shit, this has gone way too far. This should not be affecting how I feel on my day-to-day. And just like, you know, with my friends and stuff, I don't know why I was letting it affect or get to me like that. But I feel like most YouTubers probably experience that at least once.
Yeah.
Getting into it.
And I feel really bad for the people who've made YouTube a living, because it's gotta suck, man. Imagine, I mean, of course it's the YouTuber's fault though for making YouTube their main living, but that's when YouTube's no longer fun, is when everybody has this concept of, oh, make your passion your job. But when you make it your job, it's no longer a passion, it's your job. And that's your livelihood you're talking about, you know? And it's just, it's not as simple as that, people thinking that. And also the fact that people think, this has got to be one of the best misconceptions ever, but people thinking YouTube is so easy. God, I had some terrible, really hard physical labor jobs. Like I've built greenhouses and root cellars and stuff like that. I've chopped wood for hours shirtless while snowing. Yeah. YouTube is 10 times harder than all of that combined. Like, it is not easy.
It's draining. Like, especially the pressure of having to always come up with a new video and the editing. Like, oh my god, it can take hours. It takes a lot longer than people think it does to make a video. That's the main misconception, is the actual amount of time that it takes to put together a video.
Yeah, back in the day, sometimes I get this nostalgic kick and I'm like, okay, let's go back and try to watch these old videos. Not really a nostalgic kick, but like a curiosity of the old times. And I would go back and watch these YouTubers I used to be in love with, and I would watch on repeat all day, and I would watch their videos. There's no cut at all. The entire video is just a recording. Like, even for the first 10 seconds where they're not talking, the recording at all. And I remember these YouTubers complaining how long it takes to make a video. And I'm like, bro, videos take like 6 to 8 hours to make right now. I wonder how it's gonna be like in the future for other YouTubers, where there's like 24 hours of editing into one video.
It seems like the whole YouTube like landscape, every creator is just trying to up the other one, and the production values are going crazy right now.
Yeah,
like the amount of time that people are putting into videos. Obviously there's still creators that can do kind of what you were saying, just basically no cuts and just film themselves playing gameplay or whatever, but for the most part, yeah, it's getting really long and difficult to edit these new videos if you want to stay competitive and try to stand out.
Yeah, currently right now, see, I love video gaming, right? But the thing is, I don't know why, but do you play video games at all?
See, I used to, but recently, I don't know, I haven't been playing that much. I have a Switch. I would say that I'm a Nintendo fanboy, low-key.
Okay, okay, you like Pokemon? I know you're liking Pokemon a little bit.
Yeah, I grew up, Pokemon was my favorite shit in the world. I can't say that I've played any of the recent games, and I don't know, maybe I'll get into it one day again, but I really love Mario Party and just Mario Kart, just stuff that I can play with my friends. Yeah, nothing too hardcore, but yeah.
See, I used to love video games so much. I just couldn't wait to play video games, and I remember it used to be, I wasn't allowed to play at all, so it made me like video games more, and I was like, man, when I'm older, I'm gonna play video games all day. But now that I'm older, I'm like, man, I would rather do anything else in the world than play a video game right now. You know?
Oh, so you're actually pretty burnt out then from gaming.
Dude, I hate gaming so much.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Cause like, see, when I'm making a video, that's the only time I love gaming. Is like when I don't know what my channel mainly is custom zombies, Call of Duty custom zombies, which is back in 2010 when I found custom zombies is what I wanted my channel to be, and still it's somewhat what my channel is. That's the only time I ever enjoy playing a video game, is when I'm on screen, and that kind of just gets me thinking, do I actually enjoy this, or do I just enjoy recording the video? Which obviously,
yeah,
and I really want to get get into skit content. Then again, skit content, what is so hard with it is you need somebody else there to be recording you. And it's just, I never have people around me, you know?
Yeah, that's the tough part. I mean, from what I've seen of your skit content, like your Christmas pizza video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's kind of what you're talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just anything away from the computer.
Yeah, you're good at that. You have the personality to crush it in that lane. Hopefully you're able to find somebody who can help you film, because I can see you really succeeding in that style of video.
Thank you. I actually bought a real camera and everything. Just I never bought a lens to actually put on the camera, because holy crap, why are lenses the same price as the camera? It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I always just use the kit lens or whatever comes with my camera, because they go up to the thousands if you want a decent
I know.
Lens. It's insane.
I got a question for you, and I wrote this down.
All right.
Tell me what your 5-year plan is, if you got one.
Woo!
With YouTube and in real life, you know, tell me the whole mix of it. I want to get personal.
Put me on the spot, bro.
Yeah.
5-year plan. So with YouTube, I would love to be doing YouTube in 5 years, and hopefully kind of every YouTuber's dream, having over the 1 million or closer to 5 million, hopefully. But we'll see. That's a long time away.
Okay.
I would love to create a platform. I think you know Lyrical Lemonade, right? Cole Bennett's the big YouTube channel that
produces freaking Lil Sky's music videos.
Yeah, exactly.
They're so iconic.
The nostalgia, man. I get the biggest nostalgia trips from watching those old music videos. But yeah, I would love to create a bigger platform and step more behind the scenes and just focus on the creative direction and just really help put other people on as well, because honestly, I'm not the best in front of camera. I really like the editing and producing and writing aspect of creation a lot more. So I would love to build a bigger platform and maybe hire like creators to be a part of it and be more of the face while I step back a little bit. And yeah, so that's for YouTube. I want to blow it up, and I'm just going to keep working at it over the next 5 years. And then personally, I don't know, man.
YouTube is your life.
YouTube is almost like everything. If I'm not watching YouTube, I'm working on YouTube. That's kind of my main passion. But I would love to be financially kind of secure, just have my own place, at least my own apartment.
Yeah.
I'm hopefully going to move out next year. Well, I am going to move out next year, because currently I'm still living at home, which I'm kind of getting tired of. I'm 24 right now, so 5 years I'm going to be closer to 30, which is
yeah, dude, that's just a nightmare thinking of being 30 and living with your mom still. I have my cousin, I love him to death, but he's 27 and lives with his mom still, and I'm like, I dread accidentally being like that one day, which I know I'm not, because I'm actually gonna go live out in the woods within the next 5 years. So
that's awesome. That's a good plan, man. Just get away from the city and get away from everything.
Exactly. I don't like talking about some stuff because people don't take us seriously. They're like, oh yeah, the lumberjack gonna go live out in the woods and build his own house. But that's genuinely like what I want to do. So my original 5-year plan was to save enough money to buy a house and basically save up $10,000 a year, which is I'm on the track of doing that, because I have 2 jobs outside of YouTube. I just want to save up enough money to buy some land and live out in the woods the rest of my life and never have to do anything. Buy some solar panels so I can still do YouTube and just have that be it. You know, that's what I want my life to be, because the more I think about it, is the more advanced we get in technology and everything in life, it feels like the more unhappy people are in life, you know?
Oh, 100%, 110%. I completely agree. Like, even thinking back to when I was a kid, you just, without having the stress of social media, or it's an addiction. I'm completely addicted to my phone now, which is a terrible thing to admit. I think most people are, but times were simpler. It's better without always being connected, for sure. 100%.
Yeah, because being connected used to be seen as such an evolution in our society, which obviously it is. Just the fact that we can be connected is amazing. The fact that I don't have to walk 120 miles to go see one of my cousins. I can just call them up on Snapchat. That's amazing, right? But it gets to a point where you become more connected, but you become more out of touch with the things that matter in life. We're so connected to things that don't matter and lost lost all connection to things that don't matter. People don't even get outside enough. And when a few hundred years ago, people were out on prairies building their own houses out of wood. And that's what I want to do. I just want to build my own house and live in it for the rest of my life. The more I've renounced these things, like before we were talking on the podcast, we were talking about how I got off of Instagram. And that's what I pretty much want to do with all social media, but it's really hard when you're a YouTuber. Originally, what I thought was that I wanted to get off technology altogether and never have technology in my life. But the thing is, I also have the feeling of wanting to do YouTube still. So obviously it wasn't technology that was the issue. It's everything that technology brings to the table, which is, you know, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. And so what I did is I just unadded everybody off of those. Like even for Twitter, I muted everybody on Twitter. I didn't unfollow everybody on Twitter. I did all that, and I've taken precautions to get myself off of those platforms as much as possible. And I'm not gonna lie, ever since then, I've been so much more happy and fulfilled with my life, which I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those, man, I was so sad. And I was like, wow, even though I love YouTube, I was like, wow, all I'm gonna do the rest of my life is just make YouTube videos.
No, there's so much more to, yeah, there's so much more to life. And I think about this all the time because lately I just noticed my cell phone addiction and social media addiction's gotten so bad. Just for example, like on New Year's Eve, my house lost Wi-Fi and I felt like a smoker who couldn't get a cigarette. It was so bad. Like, I was actually going insane. It was irritating me so. I was getting so frustrated. And I was like, why am I so mad? And then I realized, oh, it's because I go onto Twitter, Instagram. I don't have much data. So I can't just be on my phone. And it was getting to me. It was really, really getting to me. So that's my... If I have a New Year's resolution, it's to just use social media to stay somewhat connected to people, but mainly just for the YouTube and getting content out there and staying connected with, just people that watch the content. Because like you said, life, there's a lot out there and you got to get outside and do things. Yeah. Because life, it just goes by so fast. Yeah.
Do you know what the best thing to do that is to fulfill your goals? If you're truly wanting to stay in touch, the best way to stay in touch is live streaming. So if you want to stay in touch with your audience, what I would just do is unfollow everybody on social media. Like, it's hard because you don't want people to think like you're fake and that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you gotta stop caring about what people think of you, because real people will understand that, oh, this doesn't mean that. Like, one of my friends unfollowed me and I wasn't like, oh wow, I was just like, okay, you know. And obviously it's really sad, but that's how everybody thinks in this world, that you unfollow them and that means you hate them and you're their enemy now. It's so crazy.
Yeah, because social media is pretty much like merged with real life now. There's not really any separation.
Yeah,
it is real life for a lot of people, which is
it's so sad. And the thing is, we're the problem though. We're using the utilities that are given to us wrongly. If we took a hatchet and instead of chopping wood with it, we started chopping our arm with it, that would be using it wrong. Well, in the context, it would be using it wrong. Is it the hatchet's fault? You know? It's our fault that we're using phones like this. We shouldn't be using phones for social media and stuff. We should be using it for emergency calling, for instance. I'm actually getting rid of my phone completely soon because my mom was like, I'm not gonna pay your phone anymore, and she bought me an expensive phone. So I'm like, I don't want a phone then. And so I'm getting rid of that phone, and soon I'll not have a phone. And I just want to get back to nature, man. It sounds so cringy, but I just want to get back to living a life that people lived like before us, but with some kind of, what is it, advancements in our technology. Like, obviously I want to keep a computer because I love doing YouTube. It's just I don't love the life around doing YouTube, like social media, for instance, because we don't actually need to be on social media. We just feel like we need to because we're YouTubers.
Yeah. See, I don't know if I'm as, like, I completely agree with everything you're saying. I think it's a great way to live. I don't know if I'm as far on the extreme side because I actually do love, I don't know, just I love certain aspects of the culture. I think some is toxic for sure, but I don't know, I'm just such a huge fan and I feel a part of a bigger community. I think that's what it's good for. Although some communities are fucking, there's some terrible people in some communities, but there are some communities on the internet that I'm a part of that I actually do feel welcomed, and it's just nice to have. So I do see the positives, but recently people definitely have been going way too extreme, and like you said, just using it for the wrong reasons and getting way too sucked into it, which is not good. So yeah.
I guess you are right. I'm definitely on the extreme side of things, and even with real life, the kind of drawback that I see of going, as I like to say, returning to monkey, the drawbacks that I see is I live in New York, man. I love being around in a town, you know.
Oh, you're from New York.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, okay.
So
I think you told me that.
I love like in real life, I love the community, but I feel like going back into the woods and living like that, of course I can still be in touch with the outside world, but if you go out and live in the woods, there would be more of a balance, because you'd be more in touch with nature, which is our true side. What are everybody for thousands of years, you know, we were hunters and gatherers. I still have access to society, you know. Just because it takes me 3 miles to walk to the nearest road, I'm still close to society. What were you saying?
100%. You can go into town and actually do the socializing and all that when you want to, and then you can retrieve back. So would you consider yourself an introvert then?
So, I mean, if we're talking about... This is so bad. This is my concept. I don't believe in introvert or extrovert. I just believe that people are just very... okay. I just believe we, through hundreds of years of adapting to our situations, we've all become pussies, you know. We adapt to like industrialization, and we're not in tune, because do you think there was such thing as introvert or extrovert back when like between Native Americans? You know, no, they were just people who were living life and getting by. Introvert and extrovert is just a concept that has happened because now people are like, we're not forced to do stuff that's uncomfortable anymore. I can go through my entire life never doing something that makes me uncomfortable anymore, you know? And so I feel like I don't know, it's so hard to put it in words, but I don't believe in introvert or extrovert. I just see myself as a human being that we're all social human beings. So why would there's not really a thing that's as an introvert, you know? But that's just my theory on it. I know I'm sounding like, I feel like I'm sounding like Alex Jones right now.
No, I get the point that you're trying to make. I know exactly what you're trying to make, because the world has gotten softer, and I think the thing that really pisses me off is I think the whole social justice warrior thing has gone way too far. I don't want to get too into that, but it's just like comedy, even The Office, which is one of my favorite shows of all time. People are saying that comedy is just, oh, it's terrible. I've seen people just say that comedy is terrible. It's way too, it's just the world has gotten a little too soft. I completely agree. I don't know. Yeah, the introvert extrovert thing is interesting. I've never heard anyone put it the way that you just put it, so I'm gonna have to kind of think about that one.
It's something I've thought about for a long time, because people always identify themselves as a certain thing, and I feel like we're all made up of matter, you know, and I feel like people want to stand out and feel unique because we're all made up of the same thing. So matter wants to distinct itself from other matter, and I feel like as we go on, people want to be more distinct instead of just being themselves. You know, people, I don't mean to get like this, but putting names to all these sexualities, I mean, sure, be into what you want to be, but why do we got to make up words like pansexual? It's like only to put a label on you so you can distinct yourself from other matter. Well, that's my opinion or something, because if you've seen, there's so many genders and races, and obviously if you want to identify yourself as something, I do not care, because at the end of the day, it's true. Matter must distinct itself from other matter. That's how we're so distinctive from a rock, you know? But when we're such collective matter as human beings, we have to distinct ourselves, you know? We feel like being distinctive among our looks is not enough, and so we distinct it as in our personality, which, even though we all grow up with different personality traits, because every position that we've gone through up to this moment in our life has been different than anybody else. The steps we've taken in life is not the same or even close to the same as anybody else on this earth who has existed on this earth. And we're already so unique personality-wise. And I really feel that people, you know, with all these social constructs nowadays are truly trying to just distinct themselves so much that they feel like they have to make up these words like pansexual and then identify as it. You know, I really don't care if you guys want to say your gender, you're an alien or something, you know, but again, it's just people trying to be distinctive amongst other matter.
Yeah, and I think the worst thing right now is that people are not being true to themselves, and everyone's trying to fit into what, again, it all ties back to the social media. Everyone just sees certain celebrities or whatever's popular on social media, and they want to fit in with the trends. And that's another thing that I'm trying to work on personally, is just really being true to myself and not trying to cater or like mold an image that will fit online or what I think is cool, I guess.
Yeah.
There's so much we could get into with that whole discussion, and yeah, that's a rabbit hole for sure. That's a rabbit hole you can go down.
And that's a part of why I was talking about how I unfollowed everybody on Instagram and how it was hard. I really, something that I've learned in 2020 is to delve into why I do stuff, because a lot of our actions that we do are all subconscious and we don't even realize it because it's obviously subconscious. But you're able to live your life better when you can consciously notice the things that you do subconsciously. And I was like, why is this hard for me to unfollow everybody on Instagram? And I realized that some part of me still cares about what other people thought of me, because I'm like, oh, I don't want people to think I'm fake. But in reality, these people I thought I don't want to think that I'm fake are people from high school that I don't give a shit about. I wish them the best in life, but honestly, it does not affect me at all if I never talk to anybody from high school again. I have some friends from high school, but I'm gonna be honest, I just didn't make tight enough ties with other people to care like that. And so continue. What were you saying?
Oh no, you go ahead.
No, I was actually about to ramble on, but say what you were gonna say, because
I was just gonna ask, how was your high school experience? I want to know, because how old are you again?
18.
18. So you just graduated, right?
I graduated in 2020.
Yeah. So how was your high school experience? I want to know. I'm always curious.
So like, okay, so you want to know the high school experience or school experience? That's the real question.
I guess there is like two. You mean like the social aspect and then the actual education part?
No, I mean like there's the high school experience within the 4 years of high school, which was the last 4 years of my life. Or there's like the entire thing, you know, of school entirely.
Yeah, let's focus on the high school. I'm interested.
So I started YouTube in 9th grade when I was 15 years old. I had a job in almost my entire time in high school. This is actually funny. So 9th grade is when I started my YouTube channel, May in 2017. So I only had school for about a month while doing YouTube, and then I went into 10th grade. I was only in 10th grade for 2 months, and then I didn't go to 10th grade at all the rest of the year. I was actually supposed to get tutored out of school, but I never got tutored because my tutor ended up quitting after Christmas break.
Oh shit.
So
that's crazy.
I didn't go to school the entirety of 10th grade. And I sat home making videos and playing Fortnite all day.
You were living the dream of every high school kid.
I really was, dude. And I'm not gonna lie. Do you know how we always kind of look at stuff in a rose tinted glasses?
Yeah.
I look back at that time and like I remember at that time I thought of, damn, my life is so awesome right now. I just eat, play Fortnite, and make YouTube videos all day. And it was just so awesome at the time. And then I went back into 11th grade. It was so weird because this is when my content on YouTube got really lazy, because this was my first time I ever was actually going to school and making YouTube videos. And so at the last 6 months of 2018, I made the worst content on earth. You would be surprised to see my video that got 100K views back in March, and like my videos around that, and then 6 months later you saw my videos, you'd be like, this is not the same person. This is not the same person at all.
Yeah, you just wanted to put out content to get it out there, but you just didn't have the time, pretty much.
Yeah, I was just drained because going to school, having a job, and doing that was stressful. But in 12th grade, I actually adopted to it. I had 2 jobs in 12th grade. I was making a video every 3 days and posting it. And I don't know how, but somehow I stayed mentally sane in 12th grade. Because I look back at that now and I'm like, holy crap, that was a lot of work. And I remember I didn't watch TV at all in 12th grade. And I was like, oh, that may be a reason why I'm like, I can't even remember how I did nothing. Because honestly, a lot of people, what they do on their free time is watch TV. I just didn't have free time. YouTube was my free time.
Yeah, that was your break.
Yeah. So, yeah, just that was my high school life. I was cool with everybody in high school because, okay, this was a part of the story. You know how I told you how in 10th grade all I did was play Fortnite all day?
Yeah.
I was the best Fortnite player ever. No, not ever. But like out of like the 5 schools that are near me in my county, I was the best Fortnite player by far. I remember going, That
was at the peak when Fortnite was super, super popular.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it was. And so I came back to school in 11th grade. I was the best Fortnite player. Everybody was asking to play with me. And I felt like I was the shit, okay? Like, I was like, kids were asking to play with me. And I look back at this now and it was so terrible. But like, I just didn't play with anybody because, I mean, I barely played with people because so many people asked to play with me. It was every day. It was like, yo, Gage, you want to get on Fortnite tonight? And I kind of look back on that now and I was like, man, I wish I played with those people more, because that was when Fortnite was so fun. And I was already on Fortnite all day, every day. I was playing Fortnite 6 hours a day at one point. And just, yeah, I remember that feeling of everybody wanting to play with me. Did you play Fortnite at all?
I tried, but I'm just terrible at like shooters. So I didn't really get into it. I enjoyed it. I actually love watching content, like video game content. So back then I would watch Fortnite videos. Right now I watch, I don't know, I was watching like Animal Crossing, just weird stuff like that. I love watching creators like Dashi, you know all the video game creators. So I like to watch content on video games, but I don't actually play that many recently.
Yeah. So anyways, I was just god level. Nobody, because these were all console players and I was playing on a PC. So they couldn't comprehend the amount of how skilled you could get on PC, because I was good for PC. Like, I was really good at the game for a PC player, but I was by far not the best player ever. And so But I would play with these kids, and not only was I already god level against other PC players, I was playing against console players too. So I would play with these kids from school, and I would just absolute shit on people. I would just be backseat gaming, dropping 15 bombs, and just like everybody would be like, wow. And I just remember those times so fondly, man. High school was good in that manner, for real.
Yeah, so would you say your high school experience was good overall then?
Yeah, I mean, I was good with girls.
That's good.
I guess I didn't really, I mean, other than the fact that I've never had really any real people I would consider real friends. And it's kind of funny, the realest friend that I can consider, I used to be really black and white on the concept of friends. And especially at that time, I felt really empty because I was like, it was fun that everybody wanted to play Fortnite with me, but I realized that I didn't really have any real friends, and I was like, I can't talk to these people about anything real, you know? Not even like what we're talking about right now. It's all about, I was just the funny guy you played Fortnite with, and I felt really empty at the time. And
yeah, you didn't have that true connection where you could talk about anything deeper with any of these guys. Yeah.
And I just felt like I was always thinking about these thoughts in my head. And just life kind of sucked at the time in that manner that I felt really alone. And honestly, I still feel alone to this day, even though I'm surrounded by more people I can talk to about deeper subjects. But the thing is, we're lonely human beings, and that's, even though we're very social human beings, our minds are our own. We're empty in our own head with our own thoughts at all times, you know? And nobody will ever be able to, I don't know how to explain it, but at the time I just really did feel empty because I had no outlet to talk to people to, and I was like, these people aren't my real friends. And that's another reason that made me not even want to play with these people anymore, because I was like, they just want to play with me because I'm good at Fortnite. But I did play with a lot of people, you know, I had so much fun.
Yeah.
But I did have fun, and I think about that now and I feel really stupid for feeling that, because the fun outweighed how bad I felt after like getting off the game and going to bed. The meme is like the funny, that Filthy Frank kid meme. It's like funny kid at school, and it shows pink guy, and it says the funny kid at home, and it shows Joji. Yeah. That's a physical it's a physical representation of how my life felt at the time, and I just felt so empty. But yeah, that was high school experience. High school was good. I slept through most of my classes too, and no teachers ever woke me up, and I passed all my classes with good grades. So yeah, high school was great, honestly.
Oh, that's good. So you're just naturally kind of smart then, if you didn't have to really pay attention, or would you study a lot too when you got home and stuff?
No, I just did the test. I just got by. I got by however I needed to, you know. And
yeah.
So for instance, I failed algebra 2 times. That was the only class I was bad in. You know, it was math class.
Fuck algebra, bro.
Yeah.
I hate math.
Dude,
that was terrible.
In algebra in 10th grade and 11th grade. Well, for the time that I was in 10th grade. Oh man, it was just so shit. I hated those classes, but you know what sucks is the feeling that you hated high school so much at the time, but now you look back on it and it was like, wow, I actually had so much fun in high school, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. My high school experience, I was so shy that I didn't really enjoy it, I guess. Even looking back, I know you just said that when you look back, it's like, oh, I had so much fun. Outside of high school, I had fun with my friend group, which was kind of small, but bro, I would die. My definition of hell is having to relive high school.
Really?
Yeah, it was that.
Tell me why.
I was just so shy, like just the shyest, most insecure kid. I only walked around the halls with my one friend. Yeah, it was just bad. It was just I don't know. I just never felt like I fit in with anybody.
Yeah.
And I switched my grade 10 because high school where I'm from, we just started grade 10 to 12. So I went to one school for grade 10 and it was fucking terrible. My only memory from that school is the teacher whipping a piece of chalk at the kid right beside me, hit him right in the face. So yeah, it was way too strict. It was a terrible school. It was bad. And then I switched schools, a little better, but it was not very good either. I was just too shy. I think I just was too shy to enjoy it.
Yeah. It's something I don't really regret, because regret is a stupid feeling to feel. Why would you regret things that, you know, you never did? Like for instance, something that I wish I did more, not regret, but even wishing you did more. But if I could go back and do it different, which is also stupid to say because, okay, if I could do it, something that I would have been healthier for me at the time is I wish I didn't blow off so many people to do YouTube. I wish I was so dedicated to YouTube, which I still am, but man, I was grinding so hard that I had no time for anybody, and it kind of made me feel bad because I didn't see my grandfather a lot before he died because I was so focused on YouTube. And something that taught me though, which I'm glad I made the mistake then instead of now, because now I know, you know, failure, what is the quote from Yoda? Failure, the best teacher failure is. and I just remember, I'm so glad that I went through that in high school, because I remember in 12th grade that I let YouTube get in the way of so many opportunities. I had to do stuff outside of school. So I remember in 12th grade, I made sure I did more stuff. You know, I tried going out with this one hot girl that I liked. And I went to the movie. I asked people to go to the movies with me, and that's how I started this group with like 4 friends, where we went and saw Avengers Endgame on the release, and we saw what was it? Oh, what was that one movie with a clown with a balloon?
Oh, It.
Yeah, we saw It 2 on release day too, and just I did so much. Oh, and I went to 2020 Homecoming. And just, I took those opportunities. I'm so glad I learned from my past mistakes, because now I know that I don't let YouTube get in the way. If it comes to a situation where seeing a friend and posting a video the next day, or posting a video that day and not seeing that friend, I'll always pick seeing the friend now.
That's a good mindset to have, because you never really know, you know, you can move, or you don't know what will happen. So you got to take advantage of the time you have with your people close to you. And I'm glad that you were able to learn, younger than having to go through that when you're older, when it's a little bit harder to learn those life lessons.
Yeah, it is really. I'm a big Star Wars fan, but Yoda says you must unlearn what you have learned. And that was one of the best quotes ever, because it really shows that in the state of mind that we are all in, we all have a belief, right? You know, whether you believe in religion or believe a set of morals, you can't have beliefs, because belief is believing in something insistently without it ever changing. But having... Oh, how do I explain this? It's so hard for me to get words out sometimes, because these are all...
It's tough, especially when you're live on a podcast.
Yeah, because it's like stuff that's in your head and that you understand. It's like trying to describe a dream to somebody. You understand the dream, even though it makes no sense, but trying to explain it to somebody, you feel like a retard.
That happens to me all the time. It's so vivid in my head, but you can't put it into words, especially with dreams. Yeah. It's just, that happens to me too.
But yeah, just being able to not have beliefs, but being able to have values, and values are like matter. It's constantly changing. We're constantly changing. The only thing that matter is the only thing consistent with matter is change, and that's all of life. We must always be changing and adapting. That's why I don't believe in beliefs. You know, these religions, they're thousands of years old and they never change. When honestly, I mean, some of the stuff in some religions are pretty awful, you know? But people don't go against it because it's their belief set. So being able to unlearn what you have learned is a very important skill, that something that I learned in the last few years, actually, that I'm so thankful for.
Yeah, you really got to focus on always growing, and adapting to the circumstances is really big too. And yeah, I just know some people that never change, and you got to change just with time and really find yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard because I mean, maybe it's just me, but don't you kind of think when we think of change, we always think of it as a bad thing, because we always like to stay in the place we're at right now, even if it's kind of a bad situation we're in. We fear change. Change is always feared, but the thing is, we must change to become better humans, to learn more. You know, how do we learn if we don't change? We gotta change our actions to be able to learn these things. We have to open up our mind, which is changing from being a closed-minded person to an open-minded person, you know?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I think in the past I was pretty bad at being a very closed-minded person, and just being so, I guess, narrow-minded, and not being open to certain things. But now over the last year or so, I've gotten a lot better. So that's one of the things also, 2021 resolutions, that's what I'm trying to work on, is just being more open-minded and willing to change and learn. I want to try a lot of new shit moving forward. Throw the statue, I want to know what you think of this. Do you feel like you've lived life yet? Because sometimes I just think when I'm laying in bed or whatever, I'm just like, damn, I haven't lived life, or it just feels like I haven't actually lived and done anything yet. Do you ever feel like that, or am I just crazy?
I have felt that before, for sure. But then something I think of is, I think of that because we always look at, something we always do is compare ourselves, you know, again, talking about distincting ourselves from other matter. What happens when we distinct ourselves from other matter is looking at other matter and comparing it to ourselves. And, you know, like, I see, dude, there's 18-year-olds that are freaking making millions of dollars, but then, and they're like, they're so up there. But that's just the definition of society has given success. Success is what you deem success as, and I feel like what success should be determined as is, it should be determined as reaching your happiest state. And a lot of people think the happiest state is, I comment on the Kid Leroy video, people think that is going up the social ladder and getting money. And sure, getting some money to help you out of poverty can obviously make you happier. But how are you supposed to enjoy having a lot of money when you were in poverty, you couldn't even enjoy the simple things in life and being happy? You know, you must be happy when you have nothing to be happy when you have everything, you know? And I feel like I've lived my life, because the knowledge I've obtained throughout 2020 alone, I feel like I've lived so many lives that my peers will never live. That I understand so many concepts that the people around me, that these people, they're making millions of dollars and everything at 18, but concepts they'll never get because their mind was never open enough. Now, I'm not saying I'm better than them. I'm thankful for that I was able to live hundreds of lives through knowledge, you know, which it sounds so stupid and cheesy, but that's kind of my thought process on the thing.
No, you make really good points. I completely agree. People get so sucked into the climbing the social ladder. I gotta make all this money, when in reality, you need some money to, like, I'm not going to say money isn't important, because at least in North America, you need a little bit of money to do certain things, and you want to have a little bit of money, just put it that way. But it's definitely not what you should base your happiness around. And a lot of people just get sucked right into that whole thing. And again, it all ties back to social media. It's what we see every day is idiots like Lil Pimp flexing on the gram.
Wait, Lil Pimp? That's a thing now?
No. That's just yeah, Donald Trump called Lil Pump Lil Pimp.
That's awesome.
So, I just like to refer to him as Lil Pimp from now on.
That is awesome. Yeah. Dude, gotta love Lil Pimp. Dude, I remember when he released Gucci Gang back in 2017, and like it was such a meme song. Oh man, that was just a good memory, 2017. Yeah,
there were so many just funny highlights that I remember from that year. I don't know if it's just nostalgia playing tricks with me, or if it was actually that good, but yeah, there's a lot of funny rappers and just internet things that happened. Oh man, okay, you know what's really funny? I was just randomly searching through the gram, and I don't know why I stumbled across Lil Tay's page. Do you remember Lil Tay?
I've heard. Is that Asian girl?
Yeah, the youngest flexer.
Yeah, I remember her.
Yeah, I just found her page. I don't know why. I have no idea why I was on her page, but yeah, I was just like so many flashbacks of all those memes around
with
that
Lil
time.
Pump and Lil Tay. Oh my gosh, yeah. Dude, the one thing the internet is good at is like, I mean, some of the best times of my life have been like when I distinctly remember a year, I'll remember things that happened on the internet, you know? So the internet's honestly not such a bad thing. It's just what we do on the internet is what makes the internet bad. I believe that, honestly, I believe that if I got off of all social media and just did YouTube, my life would be great. You know, that'd be the ultimate thing to do with my life right now to improve it. I feel like to improve my life the most right now would just to do that, get off social media, delete Discord, delete Twitter. But then again, I think the reason why I have Twitter is because how would I have gotten a hold of you, you know? That's how I got a hold of you.
Yeah, it's good for the networking aspect, and if you really want to, yeah, you kind of need it. But if you use it as a tool, it's good. It's just the problem is people abuse it so bad. They just abuse the hell out of social media, and I'm just as guilty for it. I catch myself spending hours, wasting hours on it when I should be either making a YouTube video or doing work. Yeah.
Dude, it's so funny. I wrote so many things down to talk about, but we didn't talk about. Okay, I got a question. What's your favorite TV show? What's your
favorite TV show?
Yeah.
Probably The Office. I got the little Dwight, so I'm not talking to the mic right now, but
Dwight.
I got the Dwight there. The Office is probably my favorite show. I also really love Seinfeld. I know that's kind of an older one.
No, I love Seinfeld. I grew up watching Seinfeld, actually.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. Yeah, and what else do I like?
Dude, the ending of Seinfeld was horrible, though. That last episode. Spoilers, guys. They went to prison. Like, the last episode of the Seinfeld is all the gang went to prison.
Yeah, it was... I know a lot of people were pissed off about that ending. Personally, I thought it could have been a lot better, but I wasn't too upset with it because there was some comedic value to it that they all ended up in prison for... They broke some law for not helping some guy out, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember it because I watched the season finale when I was 13, but I remember being 13 years old, and I was like, this is a dumb ending, you know?
What was the point of this?
Yeah. It's like such a weird ending for a sitcom. See, if you're going to end a sitcom, you need to end it properly, but hey, I mean, Seinfeld's a good show, though. It is.
Yeah, the problem with most sitcoms, I think they're ended terribly because they always drag it out,
or they never end it, or they never end it.
Yeah, they just keep it going. Like The Big Bang Theory, I loved the first season. Yeah, the first couple seasons, but as it just kept going on, like most shows, it didn't quite hit the same. I don't know, they just run out of material, or
yeah, there's so many. Oh man, I think about this because it gets me upset with YouTube because I want to be doing YouTube as long as I possibly can, but then I think, when is the time that I need to end this, you know, to preserve all of that amazingness? Because yeah, sure, we can constantly evolve, but there is going to be a point where we reach our peak at editing videos. We're going to reach our peak at the only thing that's going to be, like, how do I explain it? we're not going to be any different in our videos. There's going to be a time where we don't really evolve too much as a person anymore in terms of entertainment wise. Like, obviously the last 3 years I became an even funnier and funnier person naturally, but there's going to be a point where that doesn't happen anymore. And I just think of when's the time that I should end this. Now, it's obviously not anytime soon, but I feel like sometime you're gonna have to end YouTube to end it on a good note, you know? Because I fear being Family Guy. This is such a stupid thing, but Family Guy, it's something I looked fondly on as a kid, and I go back to watch some of the episodes, like the newer episodes now, and I'm like, wow, this show is so terrible. How did I watch this as a kid? I don't want to be Family Guy. I want to be like the show How I Met Your Mother. I had good memories watching that as a kid. I rewatched it 10 times over, and like it ended on a good note, and it was a good ending, and like I could permanently go back and watch it infinitely the rest of my life and being satisfied.
That's a tough thing. Personally, I just want to do YouTube until the plane crashes, until things hit the wall, because I just love it. I don't know, maybe I'll burn out one day, but video creation's always been my favorite thing, so I don't know if that's going to happen. But yeah, what do you think is the future of YouTube? How long do you see it being around? Forever, because it's owned by Google and it's just such a powerhouse? Or do you think it's ever gonna fall off, like kind of like a MySpace, where it just is not even a thing anymore? Do you think that's ever gonna happen? Dude,
every time I think about the when should I quit YouTube, because I don't ever think about quitting, but I do think about when I should quit. I always think of, is YouTube even going to be around then? Because YouTube was made in 2005.
Was it 2005?
Yeah, holy YouTube shit. Was made in 2005. I am older than YouTube. Almost everybody is older than YouTube. And I try to think of, you know, like, I feel like there's no such thing that can be better than YouTube. Because I feel like YouTube's always going to have a monopoly on private creators creating their own content and uploading it. People are always going to think as YouTube as the powerhouse. Kind of like how, you know, when did you know about how Mixer bought Ninja to get on Mixer? Even
and Shroud too, right?
Yeah, and so Mixer bought all the huge Twitch streamers to come on Mixer. And even with all of those powerhouses on this small platform, Mixer never went anywhere. And Twitch is still reigning supreme and got all of those creators back.
That was so funny.
Yeah. Oh, so I feel like it's going to be the exact same thing with YouTube. And people thinking of those instances and thinking of that with YouTube will make sure YouTube is even more of that powerhouse, because we have like this hive mind that's basically giving it this this unseeable power that we all believe that YouTube will always be the powerhouse, that it just simply becomes the only powerhouse ever, because no one's going to be willing or stupid enough to invest the money to challenge it. Like when I think of other video platforms that rivals YouTube, I think of Vimeo. And think of the scale on Vimeo is compared to YouTube.
You can't even fathom that comparison. They're so far apart from each other.
And that's the thing though. Vimeo is literally the second thing on the internet that comes close to YouTube. And it's so far.
That really just goes to show how much of a monopoly YouTube basically has. Like there's no competition whatsoever.
Yeah, and what were you saying?
Oh, I was just going to say, with the Google backing, since they're owned by Google, I don't think any company will ever have the funds to compete.
Yeah.
And I know there's been talks of creators trying to start their own platforms, but
that's not going to happen.
Gonna work.
No.
That's not going to work. No.
Like, as much as I love that would work, no, it's just impossible. The only way I can see another platform being made just like YouTube is if Elon Musk made his own platform. His own YouTube. Yeah, Elon Musk would be the savior of the YouTube creators, you know.
If there's one man on the planet to put money on, to start a platform that can compete, that's the guy I'm betting on every time. He's the only one I would bet on.
Yeah. Did you see he's the second richest man on the earth now? And he's like super...
Oh, next to Jeff Bezos?
Yeah.
He's second?
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't know that.
That's crazy because I just can't... Because it feels like years ago Elon Musk didn't exist, but now all of a sudden, within the last 5 years, Elon Musk just came out of existence out of thin air, and he's the second richest man on earth right now. That's kind of like I mean, I don't view that as success, but that is really cool to be have the notoriety of him in such a short time, and the amount of work that goes into it. Like, I don't agree with it, but I can definitely appreciate how much work that goes into that.
Yeah, like he was successful with other companies. I think he started PayPal, didn't he? Way back, or he was...
What? Let me check that out.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure he was very successful with other companies, but he didn't really become this face of social media, and especially when Tesla blew up, he really became just popular, a household name basically. He's probably one of the more famous men in the world now.
Oh, he purchased PayPal. He didn't make it.
Okay, sorry, that's my bad. But yeah, his rise to fame has been pretty entertaining to watch. I love how funny he is and just open on Twitter. He's really got a good sense of humor, because you don't really see Jeff Bezos out there making jokes or posting memes.
Yeah.
Kind of relating to that internet culture. That's
oh my god. I remember Elon Musk like posted Big Chungus on his Twitter account.
Yeah.
like you gotta love a guy like that who can still be in touch. I mean, it's funny how we say something on just posting a picture on the internet, but like he's staying in touch with his humanity, you know? He's not such a serious guy.
Yeah, I really respect Elon. What do you think about... Is he starting that thing where you put the chip in your brain? Have you seen that? Yes, that technology?
I've heard it on another podcast. I was actually listening to this podcast last night that they were talking about that. I think it's...
Yeah, okay.
What were you saying?
Would you get it done? Would you trust Elon Musk?
Never.
Putting a chip in your brain.
As much as I love Elon Musk, I would not trust... Bro, how could it... Dude, I barely trust having a webcam in my bedroom. I feel like, or a microphone. I feel like every second my microphone is on, it's being recorded by the government. But I'm obviously being over dramatic there. I don't actually believe those things. But obviously with the Google speaker, which I do have in my room, I know that is being recorded at all times for sure. But no, I would never have a chip implanted in my brain. It kind of goes against my wanting to go out into the woods and away from society and getting away from technology. That would kind of be like just doing the opposite, going the opposite direction.
That was a bad question on my part.
No. But have you seen the Belko experiment?
No, I've never even heard of that.
Okay, so it's this movie where all these workers are they go to work one day and they have to have this chip in their brain for security reasons. I hope you heard my quotation marks there. But for security reasons, they have this chip on their skull, just like the Elon Musk thing. And so they go to work one day, and it's in this remote location. It's like they're locating to a new place. They shut down everything in the building, all the blinds. There's no possible way to get out. And then they have this like Hunger Games thing where they're like, if this amount of people doesn't get killed in the next hour, 30 people's brains are gonna explode. So it'll be like, oh, if you don't kill 15 people in this next hour, 30 people are gonna die. So
Jesus Christ.
And so that chip explodes in their brain. So no, I would not trust that at all. Dude, imagine Elon Musk gets like 4.5 billion people on the planet with that chip in their brain, and he just explodes them.
Yeah, it's just like one giant troll. It's like, okay, well...
Dude, I do not trust technology like that, man. That is... No, that's like a nightmare. I
probably wouldn't get it done either, but I have thought about it, what it would be like, because supposedly you can control your phone with your brain.
Okay, so you're gonna further your obsession, Marv, with your phone?
Maybe I was just thinking that was a good idea, like when I was being addicted to my phone. I was like, oh, could you just imagine if I didn't even have to lift this phone up, I could just... I don't know how, I can't even comprehend how that would work, but yeah, I don't know. I probably wouldn't get it done either. I feel like that's another 100 years in the future, but knowing Elon Musk, anything's possible, so...
Yeah,
we'll see
Musk,
what happens.
He's a crazy guy. I got a question though. How's COVID affected you? Oh, I just ripped a fart right now. Sorry.
It's all good. I can't smell it.
Dude.
Thank God. Yeah, COVID. COVID. I would say it's made me a lot more lonely. Just mentally. I felt pretty lonely. Luckily, though, I had the double jaw surgery during COVID, which was kind of a blessing in disguise because I didn't really miss anything. Everyone was home, so I was just able to recover for like 3 or 4 months at home and not miss any action or feel, out of the loop. So that was kind of the only bright side. I don't want to even say that there's a bright side of COVID, but that was the one good thing with the timing of that. Other than that, though, COVID, where I'm from in Canada, like right now, we can't sit in restaurants. We can just do takeout. We can't do social gatherings, which is pretty obvious. And I don't know. I don't really go out that much. I hang out with my friends maybe on the weekends, like on Saturdays. But I would say I'm a little bit... I don't really go out much. I'm pretty much at home watching YouTube or working on YouTube videos or doing my job. So... it hasn't affected me that much. I think a lot of people that do YouTube a lot, they didn't really change their lifestyle. If you were working out in an office, I'm sure life completely. Or if you're in school, which I feel terrible for those students that had to do the online school. But yeah, overall, I would say it's affected me, but not that much. Not that much.
Okay.
How's it affected you?
Dude. So, you know how I was telling you how in 12th grade I realized that I wanted to seize more opportunities? Dude, just as I was getting out more and doing stuff with people, it just... gone. Just immediately when I was grasping this concept of love being around other people, it's all gone. I couldn't be with people. And I was like, oh my God. And so... okay, I'm gonna get personal here. So I was going out with this girl, right? And during COVID. And so I didn't know what we were because I jokingly, we always had this dynamic. We flirted with each other a lot, but we never did anything, right? I just thought we were friends that flirted with each other in a joking way. And so I asked her out, right? And she said yeah. And so we went out like 3 times. And so I'm not going to get into details what happened on the second time we went out. But we didn't do anything physical, but it was like some suggestive stuff. And I was like, man, I wonder what would be happening right now if I didn't have a mask on with this girl. What we would do.
Oh, you guys kept the masks on?
Oh, the time? Yeah. We never.
Okay.
So I was.
That's a weird, strange dynamic for a date.
Yeah, and she was really responsible too, which I can obviously give props for. She was very responsible about it. And so, but man, I was like, I felt like we had a real thing going on there, and it could have been more. But like the fact that we couldn't hang out at a house, you know, we were outside going for walks. But honestly, even then, I still don't know what we were. So maybe we're just going out as a friendly thing. But still, she was the hottest girl I ever knew, bro. It just sometimes I think of, man, what if those masks were off? We would have done so much more. But hey.
So is that over now? Are you guys not?
Oh yeah, she went to college, and then I was like,
oh shit.
She went to a college in a different state, and I was like, man, I'm not gonna try to talk to her because you know she's 18. We're 18-year-olds. I'm not gonna subject even think of the possibility of I'm not even gonna try to think of the possibility that a girl would stick around for another 18-year-old while she's like across the U.S. going to college. You know, it's
yeah,
just,
long distance is tough, man.
Long distance is stupid in my opinion. I wouldn't go through that, even if it was the hottest girl on earth. No.
Yeah, and you're still so young. I can't believe I'm 6 years older than you. That makes me I don't know, man. I still feel like I'm 18.
Yeah, dude, people think I'm like 30 or 40. Dude, dating
it's the beard, right?
Yeah, I guess it is the beard. It feels really awkward. I think being in my situation, it's so hard to date people because I feel really awkward dating 18-year-old girls. Because that girl specifically, she felt more like a woman than a girl. Just how I give off more of a vibe of a man than a boy. And that's why people think I'm so old. But, you know, because obviously I'm a very young looking person. I just have a really long beard.
Yeah.
But, so being with like 18-year-old girls, it just feels weird. It feels like I'm dating a girl 4 years younger than me. Because a lot of these girls, they're just, their values aren't in the right place, and they just have this very materialistic view of the world, you know. And it just, I hate sounding like I'm not trying to say I'm better than other people. I just feel like maturity wise, I'm more advanced than a lot of people my age, and it makes dating people my age really weird. But also, nobody wants to date me that's older than me because that would be weird because of my age, you know?
Yeah, since you're just turned 18, and girls, for some reason, there's that double standard where girls will date older guys, but they won't really date. It's a little bit more weird to date younger guys.
Yeah.
At least from what I know from the girls I've talked to, but...
What's your experience with women?
Oh, dude.
Because I was looking at your old videos. You know, I was getting like hyped up with it. Who was that old girl in your older videos? Because you never give a title to her. Was she like your sister or girlfriend?
No, that was my girlfriend at the time.
Oh, okay.
She's my ex-girlfriend now. We broke up more than 2 years ago. Damn. But yeah, we kind of started... I started the YouTube channel making beats, and then I wanted to get into reaction videos, and we were kind of doing it together at first. But yeah, I dated her for like 2 years, and then the last 2.5 years I've just been single, really bad at mingling, so nothing has really really happened. But yeah, I don't know, I'm just kind of chilling. I'm not very good because I was always really shy, so I didn't date through high school or junior high. I would have little flings with girls, but I was just too shy. We couldn't really go anywhere further because I didn't want to talk, which is really important if you want to have a relationship. But I grew up a lot and I learned a lot in my last relationship, and I feel like I'm just a completely different person now. I'm not. I know you said there's not really introvert extrovert, but if I was more of an introvert before and just didn't talk to people, I wish I had some good stories to tell, but I really don't. I haven't, and it's tough too with this whole COVID situation. Yeah, it's tough. I'm talking to a girl right now. I don't want to. Yeah, so it's going good. It's going good.
Never tell a girl about your YouTube channel. That's the one thing. That's the one thing I've learned. Like I've never done it, but I just can see how that would be such a stupid idea.
Do you tell them that, like the girl you were talking to, did you tell her that you were doing YouTube? Did she have any idea?
Oh no, she knew all about it. She watched my videos before. Everybody in my high school knew about my YouTube channel. Dude, it feels so weird. But I specifically told nobody about my YouTube because I just didn't want people to know. I just wanted to do my own thing and be in my own bubble on YouTube. And just like have nobody I knew in real life know about it. But suddenly everybody in my school, even like people, and then my sister didn't even help it. She told about kids in her grade, and then so everybody in middle school knew about it too. Well, a lot of people did, because I had so many middle schoolers just be like, "Yo, Nerd Superior!" Like, it was so weird. But shit, what was I? Oh yeah, so she knew about my YouTube channel, but she didn't. It wasn't like we talked about it or anything.
Yeah, I was like that too. I didn't tell anybody about the YouTube. I feel like I was not fully confident in the videos I was making. I didn't really think they were that good back in the day. I still feel like my videos are trash, even to this day. But recently, I've been more open about it. I don't go out, because I have my own personal social media, and I don't share my YouTube videos on that at all.
Yeah.
I just keep them completely separate. But my friends, people just find out, and yeah. So I'm pretty open about it. I'll talk about it with people. It's always a little awkward though, especially if they ask you to show them some of your videos. I hate doing that so much.
The question I hate is because I don't care about views at all, but when a person asks these two questions, how many views do you get, and how much money do you make? It gets me upset. It gets me upset because I'm like, wow, that's all you care about? Is just how much. And I get it, because everybody hears these stories like, oh, this YouTuber makes $1 billion a year on YouTube, and they're like, oh, you must be making something then if that guy can make $1 billion. When
everyone thinks the YouTube check is just like the biggest check, everyone's making bank on YouTube, and that's not how it works. Even some of the bigger creators, they don't make as much as you some people obviously are killing it, but there are also creators that don't make as much as you think.
I have a friend who recently blew up. He's about your size now. He has, in the last 5 months, he's posted, I think, like 8 videos that gotten over 1 million views. And yeah, like he's going insane on YouTube right now. And you want to know how much one video that had 1.2 million made him?
Okay, let me guess. I think I have an idea. I would say $5,000.
Under 20 bucks. Under 20 bucks.
Oh, so he must have been partially monetized, right?
Oh, yeah, it was partially monetized. Yeah.
But yeah. He had that yellow money sign beside the video.
Yeah.
That's like the worst thing in the world.
But I'm so glad I took monetization got taken off my channel because I wasn't consistently hitting the 4,000 hour a year mark to keep monetization, which is a new thing that's enforced on YouTube now. If you don't make
they took it away?
Yeah, they took it. Yeah. Oh. But I'm happy though, because I remember I used to edit out, I used to find, it takes me hours alone to find out a song for a video that would fit so well. And so I will have this perfect image in my mind, and I'm like, oh my god, this song goes so well and makes the video 30 times better. I'll put it in the video, upload it, have everything done, the thumbnail and everything. That yellow monetize thing. Even though it does nothing, I would re-edit the entire video just because of that. And now that I don't see it anymore, I feel creatively free. I feel so free that I can do anything I want on YouTube now. And it's so relieving not to have that monetization, because why did I care in the first place? I've never made a single cent off of YouTube.
Yeah, you were still stressed about always getting that green.
Even though I made 0 money, or like I get like 50 views a video. I don't get, it's like getting $1 on YouTube is unfathomable at this point, you know?
YouTube, it's tough, man. It's really, really tough. And it's nice, like you said, without having the monetization, because then you can use copyright music. And you just have so much more creative freedom.
But the thing is, also when videos get blocked, it doesn't tell you. I've had videos that got blocked and I didn't even realize until after uploading it. And like you already send that notification out to everybody, but the video's blocked. In all that's actually the worst feeling doing YouTube.
That makes me sick to my stomach. That if anything gets me really mad, that's probably it. When you work on a video, you put all this time into it, and then just for it to get blocked immediately for some stupid copyright reason or whatever the case is.
And even if it's I had a video about 3 weeks ago. It was I was playing a custom zombies Matrix map, and I put in a remix of the Matrix song that plays in the Matrix, and because it went well with the video, and obviously I was playing the Matrix map, so I thought it was a perfect thing. And it got blocked in Iraq and another country, right? Yeah. Like countries where I don't have a viewer base. Probably on my biggest video nobody's ever seen. a video from me in Iraq, and I uploaded the video. It got like 3 views over the course of like a few hours, which I get low views, but that is insane to happen.
Dude, the monetization actually fucks with your views.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. If you get the yellow check mark, or if it's restricted in certain areas, it just doesn't push the video in the algorithm at all.
Or like even to your viewers, it won't give notifications to your viewers, even if they are able to view it in their country.
Yeah.
It's
I get
bullshit.
so frustrated with how it's so inconsistent. That's the main problem with the algorithm. And they say that the monetization doesn't affect the views or it getting pushed out. It 100% does. 100%. Because every creator has that same issue. And I don't know why YouTube just doesn't either admit to it or fix it. It's frustrating.
Yeah, like I know even though if my video does get demonetized, it does affect the video, but obviously again, I'd rather be doing I was just so sick of everything feeling constraining myself on YouTube, because YouTube's one of those weird hobbies. Do you know that, do you feel that if you never forced yourself to actually get up and do YouTube, even though you love doing it, that you would never ever do it again? I would never do YouTube if I didn't force myself to do it. I just wouldn't, because YouTube, it takes so much work. Like, why would I come home after I work a 12-hour day? You know, I have 2 jobs. Sometimes I'll get an 8-hour shift and then have to go to my next job right after. Why would I come home and do YouTube and do even more work? Because that's what YouTube is. Even though I love it, it is hard work to do. And sometimes it gets to me that I get nothing out of YouTube. Like, I enjoy reading the comments so much on YouTube, but people stop commenting on my videos because of that YouTube thing where, have you noticed that YouTube deletes comments now? Like, you'll get the notification for it and you'll go to the comment and it's not there. And the spam and restricted folder doesn't exist anymore in the new YouTube studio. Those comments are just deleted.
I don't know if I really even noticed that, but I'll have to check it out. That's pretty annoying, because I did realize before that YouTube was flagging a lot of comments that were just completely normal. Yeah. And it would put it in the spam or the inappropriate, whatever the hell it was. And I was like, I'd have to go through and manually hit the check mark and be like, these are okay. And I just didn't understand why it was flagging all these comments.
Yeah, and so I had a friend of mine, like, he's a subscriber, but he's also became a friend over the years. He was like one of my first 20 subscribers, and he was telling me that he thought I was upset at him or something because he would comment on my videos and every comment was getting deleted by YouTube. And the only reason why I know about this is because I one time was trying to respond to comments and my comment kept on getting deleted. And
yeah, that's so annoying, bro. That's so annoying.
And so I feel like maybe it's a conspiracy, you know, but it's just so annoying, and I miss the people who used to comment on my videos because I loved seeing them, you know. And it kind of bothers me that somebody may think that I was ignoring them or deleting their comments for no reason, and just it kind of makes me feel bad because I don't want somebody to think that I was mad at them or something and just deleting their comments. I've never deleted a single comment on YouTube, for real. Never.
Yeah. I've never deleted a comment either. If somebody who's watching this thinks I deleted your comment, I never have. It's just sometimes, yeah, the YouTube system, does it automatically for some reason. Yeah, I completely forgot what I was gonna say. You go ahead.
I've gone on my old videos and I looked at the comments, and these are comments that I knew I responded to. I remember vividly responding to these comments because they were some of my first comments I've ever gotten, because I was a new channel, you know. Getting a comment on your newest video was insane. And none of my comments are there at all. All of my old videos, almost every single response to a comment is deleted.
Really? Even on the older content?
Yeah, I'm talking about...
That's weird.
Yeah, and so it makes me so upset that somebody one day is gonna look back on my videos and be like, wow, this guy's a douche. He was at like 20 subscribers and didn't even respond to comments. Dude,
and the thing is, if you don't respond to the comments and don't interact, a lot of people just won't comment again. Or if their comments are getting deleted, they're like, oh, fuck this, it's not even worth my time to comment.
Yeah.
So it's good.
it's like
comment on people's stuff and reply.
Yeah, like you're one of the few YouTubers that I actually watch. I try to stay off YouTube as much as possible because I feel like watching other people's content subconsciously reflects upon my own content too much, if you know what I'm saying. Like I used to watch C-Day, for example. He was a Fortnite YouTuber, funniest guy ever, and I saw myself like editing like him, and I'm glad that I learned how to edit like C-Day because he was the best person who edited in the Fortnite community. And that's actually why I think my gaming videos are so top tier now, is that I was in the Fortnite community, and where C-Day was the highest standard of editing, I tried to become that highest standard. And then when I went back to other games, the standards are so low in these communities. Like legit, you'd find it, you know, probably you watch gaming content and how it's highly edited. For instance, in the custom zombies community, people still don't edit their videos. No joke.
Really, it's just uncut. Just gameplay footage like, and webcam. Yeah,
even at the lowest, like the highest level of editing, there will be some cuts, but they don't edit their videos at all. And it's just like, I felt so relieved going back to the zombies community and feeling like I was a god because I was making, I went back to the zombies community and I felt like I was making the best content in the community. And it was a good feeling because I watched all these YouTubers and none of them even edited their videos, you know?
Mm-hmm. The thing is, a lot of people do actually care about that extra effort, which is nice. Like, those are my favorite comments when people are, they'll say something like, oh, I appreciate the editing, or this was... Yeah, something about the editing, because it does take a lot of extra time, but it really does help you separate, like you were saying, in the COD community. The editing goes a long way.
Yeah. But anyways, I was saying, I just know how much, as like being a fellow creator, I will always comment on a YouTuber's YouTube video if I've seen it, you know, because I know it goes a long way to see that comment and how much... Dude, seeing one comment on my video brightens my day so much, you know. So I always comment on other people's videos if I actually do see it, which I try to stay off YouTube a lot because I just like social media, YouTube can be harmful too because it swallows your day up. I would rather be either hiking outside in my woods, or I would rather be reading a book, you know.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, for anyone watching this podcast, if you just watch the video, I don't want to sound like a greedy creator. It doesn't matter who it is, whoever you're watching. Just hit that like button. Unless they're posting some really terrible content, then hit the dislike button. But yeah, the like button, hit that like button. It goes a long way. And also dropping a comment is the best thing you can do. Personally, I never used to comment or like any videos. Like for the first like 4 years of watching YouTube. And then over these last 2 years, now that I started doing YouTube myself, I was like, holy shit, it really... it's so easy to do, and it helps the creator out a lot. Yeah. Like, not only with just helping their video get in the algorithm and get more people to watch it, but it also helps, like you said, it brightens their day. It can really change the whole creator's motivation. You can really inspire them. So it goes a long way. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and it just, building that community is the best feeling ever. Dude, Discord is, I talk about hating social media, but some of the best times with my community has been on Discord. I remember I used to join my Discord, and in like 30 seconds, 10 other people would join, and we would just all be in the Discord chat screaming our heads off. Like, we'd just be talking over each other, and I'd be like screaming my mic, everybody to shut up and go at one person at a time. Dude, those were the times, and we used to always like get in games together, and we'd just all be doing our own thing and calling, and we'd make memes. Dude, the community is the best part of YouTube, because
by far,
yeah, because dude, you need to start a Discord server for your YouTube, because you talk about being connected with your audience. Start a Discord. It is the best thing you could possibly do, and be active in there instead of, like, you know, looking at social media. Be in your Discord and talking to people at least, you know.
I actually did make a Discord. I just haven't really put it out yet because I haven't quite figured out how everything works. And Yeah, so maybe I'll have to get your help with this actually after, because
yeah, actually,
I don't know exactly how to set it up.
I'll be happy to help you after the podcast or any time that suits you. Honestly, I don't even know how long you want to extend this podcast for. We've been live, dude. This is my longest podcast with somebody.
Wait, what time did we start? 6, right? Or at least my time. So it's been almost an hour and 40 minutes?
Yeah. Dude,
holy shit, that's a long time.
So I don't know how long you want to make this thing go. I'm so happy I was able to record all of this. Besides
again,
the first 10 minutes.
Thank you for having me on, man. This is my first podcast, by the way, for anyone watching. So if I was very awkward, I apologize.
Next time you're going to see him on the Joe Rogan podcast.
No, I would love to, but I don't know about that. I want to start my own podcast this year, hopefully.
Okay.
So I'll definitely be having you on. And
okay. Dude,
it's going to be fun.
Dude, maybe I can get you on another podcast in the future. And by the way, we need to figure out, but we need to do a collab together. I don't care what it is, but we need to do it, man. Like,
yeah, 100%.
It's a long time coming. Dude, I feel like we take advantage over the YouTubers and the creator space, you know. I've had so many friends on YouTube that have quit, and something I've realized is that it's special to have a friend on YouTube that's like as dedicated, and I'm glad that I have a person like you that's also dedicated to this craft and doing this, and I want to make content with you. I want to know that I want people to know that I'm associated with you. I want to bring people to your channel. You know, it's cool to have friends on. It's awesome to have other creator friends on YouTube.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to do a lot this year is more collaborations and just have fun with it.
Yeah. Because
collabing it's a lot of fun.
It is. Like this
bounce ideas off each other and
dude, I had this one friend. We've been this is like, it makes me feel sad. He was at like 14 subscribers and I was at 50. This was 3 years ago. And we've been doing YouTube together up until maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, and then he quit YouTube. And it's
always sad to see someone go.
Yeah,
and leave the platform.
It's like a fallen soldier, bro. But yeah, dude, thanks for everybody to tuning into the 41st installment of the NP podcast, and like the first of the year 2021. We started out strong.
Yeah, dude, it's a good start to the year. I'm just so happy again that you had me on here. It was a lot of fun.
Dude, I'm so happy that I had you on. It was been so fun. Even though this podcast was scuffed and it wasn't actually live, and I feel really bad that it got screwed up, but fortunately I was recording and I can just upload it. So
yeah, no, that works perfect too. I'll make sure to share it out with everybody.
Yeah, say sorry that it wasn't actually live. I felt so bad. I was like, this man really just shouted out my stream on social media and it didn't work. I was like,
that's part of the game though. That's part of the game. It happens all the time.
Yeah,
technical difficulties and shit. So don't worry. Don't feel bad about it at all.
Yeah, thanks for being patient, bro. But yeah, thank you so much for coming out to the NP podcast, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace, guys. Go follow Marvellous Beatz. Every link he is in the description. So yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Appreciate it a lot.
Peace, guys.